What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rant, no hate. So let me get right into it. I got a couple of DMs, had a couple of questions from people. Now, I want to leave the situation alone, but again, when something comes up, I'll address it. Certain things I have no interest in going into such detail when I've already made a video. If you watch the videos, then you understand my stance on these situations. Okay. However, whenever someone needs clarity, I have no problem doing that. I had a question, okay, somewhat to the point of why is it so hard to believe that Tyson Fury is a dirty fighter? Okay, let me address this and let me say this for the millionth time. I don't know, okay, what Tyson Fury would or wouldn't do. I don't know what any fighter would or wouldn't do. Okay, like I said, there's millions of dollars in this sport, and this is not about me defending Tyson Fury. This is about me challenging the logic and reason of people saying, I have proof, I can prove this. Their known sources told me blah blah blah, and that there's proof. And yet they've yet to produce any proof. Okay? None. Okay, and then I have a question for you and anyone else that feels the same way, that fails to understand. This is not about defending anything other than the truth or the logic and the reason in what we hear and what we know and what we think we know. Okay? Here's my question, because you guys love to ask questions as if we're just attacking people. And speaking for myself personally, I have I get nothing out of attacking anyone verbally just to say things, just to say it. Just like me having this question from you. When I do videos, a lot of times I'm addressing certain things that other people may not be aware that I was asked, or somebody throw something at you and they, well, how come this and how come that? Let me ask you this question, okay? All of you that feel the same way, okay, as the person that asked me that question. Before Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fought, Deontay Wilder was trying to belittle and undermine Anthony Joshua. And basically, he had a 5 fight plan laid out: two dances with Ortiz, three with Tyson Fury. Remember that. They had already planned three from the very beginning. They planned a 3 fight deal verbally. And Mauricio Suleiman himself at one point even said in the video, which I may have the video in my collection where I actually recorded him saying it, when he said that they were not contractually obligated. They had a verbal agreement. All right. So basically, what was said was Tyson Fury. Now coming from Tyson, coming directly from Deontay Wilder's mouth and his and his fans and his fan channels, they're the two best heavyweights in the division. Remember this? When the two best fighters want to fight each other, it's easy to make. This fight was so easy to make because we the two best. We both want this fight. You know, the fans want to get the fans what they want. You know, AJ been ducky. AJ and Eddie Hearn, they fake, man. They talk all this. They say one thing and they but never can tell you what they were fake about. What were they doing that was so fake? Okay, remember all of that, right? Now, before Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fought, all I heard was praise of Tyson Fury. How he's the second best heavyweight. He stepped up to take the challenge, so salute him, right? Where was the concern? Where was all the talk about all of the details and all of the proof and antics of the antics and dirty deeds of Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury was a dirty fighter. Where was any fan channel or Wilder himself saying, you know what, I gotta be wary of this guy because he's dirty. He has a history. He has mafia ties. All this stuff that people are saying about him right now. Because I also had someone in my DM say, yo, but you know, Fury, Fury has been dirty from day one. We all know about that. There's no secret. Everybody knows about Fury. Well, why? Where was the concern about him being a dirty fighter then? Deontay Wilder had concerns about not fighting King Kong Ortiz. Remember, he said, I'm not going to fight a dirty fight. He's a cheat. He doesn't deserve the shot. He's a cheat. Not once, but twice, right? And what ended up happening? He fought him twice after he said he wouldn't because he's a cheat. So he had concerns about fighting a guy that takes substances, right? But he also was taking heart pressure pills, and he still fought him anyway. Okay, but he showed concern and gave his reason as to why. So where was all this concern? Why wasn't Steve Cunningham or nobody else before all of this? Why was nobody talking about how Tyson Fury is a dirty fighter? This guy does things that he should be arrested for. But after the fact, oh, we've always known about Tyson Fury. So where was the concern? So why was Deontay Wilder standing up there talking about how they're the two best heavyweights? And when the two best heavyweights want to fight, it's easy to make the fight. And blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. Why? And we all know about the tweet when he just said not too long ago he got paid, he got offered more money to fight AJ than Fury. But yet he claimed all this time that AJ was ducking him. And Eddie Hearn responded right there, and I posted that on my channel. I thought AJ ducked you, and he yet to respond to Eddie Hearn. So where was the concern? To say I've known this all along, okay? We've all known about Tyson Fury. It's no secret. Everybody knows about his past and the things that he does. Again, so why was Team Wilder not making the referees aware, or the athletic state commissions and all this? Why not say, hey, look, this guy has a history of being a dirty fighter. I'm not talking about he hits below the belt or he hits behind the head. That wouldn't. I mean, you can say that and bring that to their attention, but you can make a highlight reel out of Deontay Wilder hitting guys behind the head. You can hit in the same thing. Remember when Muhammad Ali, I think it was who was it? Was it Wepner he fought and he kept hitting Ali behind the head? Remember Ali finally got tired of it and grabbed him, was smacking him in the back of his head, and he's telling the ref, man, he's hitting me, you're not saying nothing, right? And he kept hitting Ali all night in the back of the head. Ali retaliated the way he was supposed to. You understand what I'm saying? That's dirty tactics. Bernard Hopkins holding your arm when the referee doesn't have a line of sight to see what you're doing and hitting with the other hand. Okay, dirty tactics. Mike Tyson fighting James Quick Tillerson, taking his head and slamming it up, trying to headbutt him, trying to throw the shoulder, hitting Razor Ruddock below the belt, smiling about it after he did it, doing things deliberately. That's blatant foul play. Unloaded, loaded gloves, all this kind of shit. Now you're telling me y'all have known Fury's known for doing stuff like this. But there was no concern about his antics. Now King Kong Ortiz didn't deserve a shot initially because he's a drug cheat, but Fury did. So basically what you're saying is we all knew this, right? So Wilder, Team Wilder, all you fans, you knew ahead of time that this is the kind of things that he does. But not one, you can go back and you can go on every fanboy channel and you won't find one video of them talking about Tyson Fury being a dirty fighter. All you hear them doing is praising him. And you know what's crazy? After the first fight, you still didn't hear anything about dirty tactics. He's a dirty fighter. All you heard was Tyson Fury really lost because he got knocked down twice. And the referee cheated because when he fell, anybody else, they'd have stopped the fight for. Then they started talking about white privilege and all this whatever bullshit because he allowed the guy to continue. Okay. Then they start, remember, the 10-second count is not 10 seconds, it's a 10 count. Ain't no such thing in boxing as a 10-second count. It's a 10 count, not 10 seconds. But there was still no talk about him being a dirty fighter. There was still no talk about anything. You didn't hear about a floppy glove. You didn't hear about none of that until after the second fight. So when people are like, well, explain to me how come the glove was floppy. First off, we've already went down that road a million times already. You have no benefit by having your hand halfway in the glove. And I know it's very difficult to maneuver your hand around like that in the glove. You guys make it sound like he had some Inspector Gadget shit going on. Like he somehow was able to just maneuver his. I mean, so basically, if that's the case, then he beat Deontay Wilder literally with one hand because it's the left glove that was floppy, right? So okay, let's say he fought a fight with his hand halfway in the glove. You can generate no power like that, and more than likely you'll end up breaking your hand. You'll do more damage to yourself than you will your opponent. You have nothing. You have nothing. Nothing to gain by doing that. Absolutely nothing to gain. So where was all this concern? Dante's Boxing Nation, he said he knew about this like months in advance, but he never said nothing. As much as he talk and speak about racism and saying how black fighters being done wrong, why would you not speak about that? So all of this time that these people are saying that now, oh, we knew about this all the time, but there was no concern about it. So if you knew about it, then nobody should be shocked about what Tyson Fury supposedly did, then, right? And I'm not saying that it's right for anybody to cheat, but you guys are making it sound like, well, no, fuck what you're making it sound like. What you're saying is we knew about this, but we just thought he'd be different fighting Deontay Wilder. A cheat is a cheat. You know, why would you even consider fighting somebody that you know does this kind of stuff and has white privilege and gets away with it then? What would be the motivation? But no, all he got was praise. Praise about how he's the second best heavyweight. We the two best heavyweights in the division. That's all I kept hearing. So answer that question. Where was all this concern before everything? And then you guys do realize that the floppy glove, okay, we already spoke about this. That was the first fight. What did that have to do with the second fight? So you telling me two straight fights, this man went in here and cheated, did dirty things, and nobody didn't realize until after the second fight. And all of the minions, all you doing is repeating. You didn't know there's a goddamn thing. It took boxing channels to start this narrative and make up this bullshit, these lies. Because let's just be real. Whenever you say you have proof of something, I've had people tell me, oh, that never happened. This person never said this, and I played the video. Oh, how stupid they look then. I have nothing to gain. I have no interest in sitting here making up lies and saying someone said something that they didn't say. But you guys ask questions all the time about this floppy glove. Let me explain to you about the floppy glove, okay? Like I just said, you can generate no power. You'll end up breaking your wrist, breaking your hand. More than anything else, you'll damage yourself. That floppy glove shit is like having a limp dick going up in your woman limp, thinking you're going to get the same results as when you fully erected. And you might have your ego might tell you, yeah, I tore it up, didn't I, girl? She probably going to be like, I wouldn't know, I fell asleep. Okay, that floppy glove is a limp dick as far as I'm concerned. So when you are asking these questions, always think, put yourself on the other side. One thing I do before I make videos, okay, I look at things for what they are, I analyze it. I don't just hear something and make the video and start talking. I don't do that. So when you type things and you're asking certain questions, first off, you guys stop posting shit on my channel like you're showing me something that I didn't see already. We've all seen the fight a million times. I don't care that you like what do you think you're going to show me that's going to change my mind when I've already analyzed these things and broke them down, which is why I'm able to come here and do what I do on this channel. If y'all think it's just that easy, that simple to just break down things because you just going off memory, start your own channel. you'll see the kind of idiot responses you get. You'll see that people throw shade, they throw things at you. Now, it doesn't bother me because, like I said, when people get disrespectful, I'll just block and delete you because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to win an argument and I'm too grown up and I'm not concerned or worried about none of you doing a goddamn thing. So, for the most part, it's like you have a channel, you want to be able to talk about boxing, but you want to be able to enjoy some things. Well, you guys, for every time somebody make a video and they keep making excuses and they keep talking about what happened and keep saying that we got proof, we got proof, we got proof. And look, all you gotta do, look at the picture though, explain the picture. What about the picture? What about the picture? If I punch one of you in the eye, right? Your eye gonna swell up. It's gonna close shut. It's gonna be all black and blue. You're not gonna be able to see. Okay? That's proof you got punched in the eye, but now you gotta prove that who punched you in the eye, right? There's levels to this shit. There's levels to it. Sometimes it's just your word against others. And that's what makes this situation so different. Because what is being claimed as proof, have people going, well, what is the proof, right? But notice something. Just like the interview on 7-8 Sports, and like I said in another video, he was challenged on nothing. He wasn't questioned on anything. That's not what it was about. So when he made that video, and then his plan was to, okay, I don't want to do ESPN. I don't want to do a bigger platform. I don't know. I'm going to go onto a channel that I get support from, that I can tell them anything. Now, mind you, in my opinion, Deontay is not talking to me. He's not talking to you, the people who don't support or believe what he's saying. He's talking to the people that whatever he's saying, it's true because he's saying it. That's who he's talking to, and that's who he's trying to get to, pump up everything and stay in his corner to stay with him. My thing is, I just don't believe the story because there's been too many lies told. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, if you tell me you have proof and then you don't show it, you're lying. And when you say, well, he's going to have a court case, well, see, you guys need to understand something. If you're not aware, what he's talking about taking Fury to court for is not even about Glovegate. It's because of the third fight supposedly taking place on the 19th of December, which is not happening because Fury has an obligation to fight on the 5th because he's tired of waiting. Simple. So he's not even taking him to court for those things. See, don't get fooled by word salad. Someone say one thing and like all this proverbs talking about how a man may have to pay with everything he have and all that. Yeah, right. But you're not suing him. The lawsuit is not even about Glovegate. That's just the allegations. But you guys mix it all like it's all the same. No, it's not that's not what the lawsuit is about. So does that make any sense to you? You do all this ranting and raving about how the guy cheated you, but then you're not even suing him for that. You're trying to sue because of a date being missed. Well, now we're hearing that Deontay may be called in for questioning, right? And my thing is, you know what? They can drag this thing out as long as they possibly can. What Deontay need to realize, he's damaging his own career. And physically, he's putting himself in a position where he's not fighting. He's just sitting back, and all these little stupid videos and all of this not fighting, being inactive, it only works against you. It only works against you. So after one loss, people go batshit crazy, lose their mind, and wind up like acting like it's the end of the world because they have one loss. So now do you really believe that it was impossible for him to be going through a depression when you can see how he's reacting 8 months later? He's still showing he feels it. But then because someone says Lance Pugmire's a liar, oh, see, look at the lies he's telling on Deontay. How do you know they're fucking lies? How based on what? Why? Because someone else said he's not going through a depression. He's in a good place. Look at the photos that Aki put up. Deontay Wilder's in amazing shape. He's ready. And what did I tell y'all? Deontay had a smooth shaven face and a lower haircut. That was an old picture. You could see it all in his face. It was an old picture. Deontay has a fucking beard and braids in his hair. So what happened? What happened? I'm sitting right here right now, full bearded, right? Let's say I paused this video, went upstairs and shaved. Would you think my beard just fell off my face? You'd have common sense to know either I did this video two separate takes, obviously whether the same day or another day. But you know, no, he and in the video would also skip. But you should have common sense to know I'm not just sitting here. This is not a TikTok video, man. I can't do magic. All of a sudden my face is clear, no beard anymore, right? Common sense. Common sense. So my point is, they'll post things up like that. What was the purpose of that? Misleading people. Champ is in great shape. Yeah, trying to make you think this is current photos of the shape he's in right now to fight Deontay Wilder. Now, if you saw the Aki video with Bill Haney, that video, that was one of the most unprofessional interviews I ever saw. Simply because Aki clearly leaned towards Team Haney. Now, true, Gary Russell or whoever that was on the phone speaking for Gary Russell, they basically wasn't making points. They kept repeating themselves and pretty much trying to move forward to what is it going to take to make this fight happen. It was like that's the one question that couldn't be answered. Everything was look at the term sheet, look at the term sheet, look at the terms. I got tired of hearing it. Now, I can't fault Aki for that guy's responses, but he clearly, this was team. They were laughing, cracking jokes, acting like they were buddies, man, and complimenting each other and all this. And, now I can't fault Bill Haney. Bill was a guest on the show doing what he was doing, but Aki clearly had an agenda that he was leaning towards Team Haney. Okay? We were arguing with each other, or him and Gary Russell, or whoever that representative was for Gary Russell. Look, when Deontay went on 7-8 Sports, you saw what this was about. So like I said, he's not talking this to talk to the people who's not following behind him and pushing, this agenda. He's talking to the people that's rocking with him on this. So when you look at that video, that was by design, man. No, I'm not going to question him. You see, Aki was questioning Gary Russell. Deontay didn't get questioned on anything. I have proof. Well, what do you have? What's the proof that you have? Not even questions like that. Nothing. Just okay. Right. 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 That's all you got. You just say what you want to say. I'm going to write, and agree. I'm going to ad-lib the shit, and then I'm going to sit here and basically let you get your shit off, say what you have to say, and that's going to be the end of that. That's what that platform was for. It wasn't about questioning him. Let's get to some common ground, understanding. Let's get to the... No. And if you're going to say, like I said, if you're going to say, well, he has a court case, then you shouldn't bring up what you can't prove. It's simple as that. If I sat here right now and told you I got proof that Deontay Wilder text message Eddie Hearn or Joshua and said, yo, man, I don't really want to fight you. I'm just talking shit. The first thing you say was, well, Aries, what proof do you have? Where's the proof? Let us see it. Okay? And if I'm sitting here telling you I have proof, but I can't present that proof, right? Then that would make me a liar. Now, if I had proof of something and lost it or something like that, some simple shit like that, but at the end of the day, no, that's not what we're talking about. So ask yourself that same question that I asked you initially. Where was all of this concern about Tyson Fury's dirty tactics, him being tied to the mafia, him all this shit, his white privilege, all the shit that y'all claiming? Where was all of this concern before the first fight? Where was it before the second fight? None of this shit came up until after that second ass kicking. Be real with yourselves. And you can go back on any fanboy channel, like I said, and you will not find one video where these people are telling you Tyson Fury has white privilege. Tyson Fury is a dirty fighter. Many people know about him with the egg weight situation. Steve Cunningham. No, all of this shit came out after the ass kicking. So don't forget the question. Where was the concern? Where was all this so-called information? Where was all of it? Okay, and not only that, since you guys known about this forever, why you don't have this same concern when he fight anybody else? Right? Because dirty tactics are dirty tactics. Okay? Where was the concern? Why didn't y'all feel like Tyson Fury needed to be up out the sport years ago? No, because you didn't give a fuck about those fighters, obviously, right? And then you're all lying to yourselves because you didn't know nothing about Tyson Fury being a so-called dirty fighter and tied with the mob. No, this all came up after the second fight with Wilder. Be real with yourselves. Be real with yourselves. Nobody was talking about Tyson Fury being no dirty fucking fighter. Nobody was talking about mob ties. Nobody was talking about, oh, he's known for having egg weights, and he was in the dressing room and the locker room, and the egg weight fell out, and the sparring partners, all this shit, all this. Stop lying to yourselves. And honestly, when I say, answer this question, and where was y'all? I'm not really asking y'all to tell. It's a rhetorical question. I'm not asking you so you can tell me. Ask yourself these questions. It's as simple as that. If a woman has if somebody told you that woman's a prostitute, man, she be she be messing around. She got a man, but she be how stupid would you be to think there's something about you that's going to change her? So you think you're going to go over there and you get with it, and all of a sudden, no, she's walking the straight and narrow now. What happens when she gets caught? You find out she's been cheating. Can you really act surprised? No, because you already know. So by no way, shape, or form am I saying if a person does dirty tactics that they have the right to do it or no. What I'm saying is if you are aware you had those precautions the same way Wilder had concern about not fighting Ortiz, at least that was what he said, because he was a cheat. So where was that same concern? Yo, this guy's a dirty fighter. This guy's known for, fighting with unloaded gloves or loaded gloves, unpadded gloves or loaded gloves. Where was that same concern? And if you can sit here and tell yourselves you always knew about this, but all of a sudden it only came out because Deontay Wilder lost, that's all you're basically saying. He got beat by a one-handed man, and you're only concerned because even if somebody had loaded gloves, they can't hurt what they can't hit, right? But you getting punched in your face by almost every punch the man throw because you can't fucking fight. And you getting beat the fuck up. And then at the end of the day, now we got to make excuses. Because if y'all already knew about this from years ago, like the DMs that I got, then okay. Like I said, nobody should be shocked. And this should have been brought up before the first fight to assure Deontay Wilder is on a level playing field. Why? Because, this man got white privilege, man, and y'all let him get away. This is y'all claims. So no fucking body was saying all this before. So there's no need to talk about this shit now. Let Deontay have his day in court, whatever the fuck he's trying to do. And like I said, I think he should be fighting on the 19th against somebody else if he's already in shape. Fury's fighting on the 5th, and this would, because I don't believe he's in shape to fight. He said out of his own mouth he wasn't, so I don't even believe he's in shape to fight. Otherwise, if he can be ready to go by December 19th, that means he's already been okay for a long time. And we know about the surgery, right? Okay. So why would you wait that long to have a surgery, finally have it, and then be expected to fight on December the 19th? So if you ready to go, I wouldn't let all my training go to waste. Nah, fuck that. Let's go. 19th. I want somebody. Why not? Why not? Fuck, Derek Chisora just fought. He's willing to go in there and fight Dillian White again. You understand what I'm saying? And he just fought last week. So Tyson Fury's fighting. Everybody should know nothing from Deontay. We haven't seen one training video of Deontay. Nothing, right? We haven't seen anything. But because Tay Jones tell you he's in shape, he's in shape. Because I keep posting old picture of him, he's in shape. And that's what I'm saying. You guys don't question anything. You don't question nothing. You just go with whatever you hear because it's what you want to hear. At the end of the day, okay? You don't go into a fight knowing ahead of time this is a dirty fighter, but then you don't bring anything up. Look, y'all, never fall in love with lies. And remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I will catch y'all on the next video.